On today's episode of Locked On Canucks, the defense shuffle continues. The broadcasting rights are the same. The seats might change, though. And of course, it is game day against the Carolina Hurricanes. This is Locked On Canucks, and it starts right now.
You're Locked On Canucks, your daily podcast on the Vancouver Canucks. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Locked On Canucks, the show that keeps you locked in on all things Vancouver Canucks. Of course, I'm your host, Justin Pooney. You can find me on Twitter. It's actually different. I have to change it, but it's just Justin Pooney, first name, last name with an underscore at the end. That's Justin Pooney, first name, last name, underscore at the end. You can find me on Instagram at Process Sports with an underscore at the end. You can find our show on Twitter at Locked On Canucks. Also, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube, type in Locked On Canucks, and we'll be the first thing that pops up. Also, I want to thank you for making Locked On Canucks your first listen of the day. We are free and available wherever you get your podcast services on a special November the 1st. Yes, November is here. 2022 is almost done, but the Canucks season is not done just yet. After back-to-back wins, some trades, according to Jack Studnicka, I'm still trying to figure that out, from the Boston Bruins. Of course, defenseman Ethan Bear. They're both expected to make their debuts tonight against the New Jersey Devils. Bear will be making his season debut. Of course, tonight is the night the 2022 reverse retro jerseys will be making their first of 8 appearances. The jersey that everybody seemed to hate except me, which I think is absolutely clean. It's beautiful. It's just too damn expensive. The one that has the 1962 Johnny Canuck as the primary logo, which was the Canucks logo before they entered the NHL. I think they are beautiful jerseys. Very nice jerseys. Of course, the Canucks play a surprisingly well New Jersey Devils, a team that is, for all you people selling at home, are 6-3. Canucks, of course, are 2-5-2 after back-to-back wins against Seattle and Pittsburgh on Friday at home. They had the weekend off to acclimate these new guys to the roster. Of course, some other game notes are Brock Besser, Quinn Hughes, and Riley Stillman will all be game time decisions, as reported on by Bruce Boudreau. This is going to be an interesting game. Now, the Canucks should win this game. They should be the favorites. Although New Jersey's off to a good start, I think the Canucks are the home team. They should, be well rested, and they should be playing with a good fire under their you-know-what to play a lot better. The last time these two teams faced off, the Canucks, of course, won 6-3, but that was last year when they're in the midst of that run to the playoffs. The last game, though, let's go back to the game on Friday, because I want to talk about that. The Canucks game on Friday was a 5-1 win against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Of course, Tanner Pearson scored. Bo Horvat added with a beautiful short side goal. Andrei Kuzmenko assisted on that. Oliver Ekman-Larsson and JT Miller also found the score sheet. This game was a very impressive win for me for the Vancouver Canucks. And I think when we look at this roster and we look at it now, they, have the new blue line. So that's what I wanted to spend this first to talk about now is, you heard Riley Stillman might come back. Quinn Hughes might be back tonight as well. But let's talk about how this blue line that features the likes of Guillaume Brisebois, and there's been so many different faces and names coming into the blue line this season so far. And it's difficult to build continuity. I'm seeing it in the NBA right. Well, you're seeing in the NBA right now with the likes of the Brooklyn Nets, the Brooklyn Nets, the LA Lakers, the Los Angeles Clippers. These teams are struggling. Continuity in sports is a big, big factor. You're looking at even the NFL. You see my Took right now. The Seattle Seahawks are 5-3 right now. One of the surprising teams in the NFL. But why? Because Geno Smith, who's been under this system, understands the system and understands who his teammates are and has that continuity with those guys, stepped in, playing excellent, but he has continuity with his receivers and his offense. The Canucks defense right now has zero continuity because there's been injuries. Now there's being roster moves, guys coming in, people getting called up. So that is a big deal. And I think we saw that. Bruce Boudreau said we have a lot of guys on defense, and the turnover has been accelerating. And you're asking guys like Guillaume Brisebois, who's a career minor leaguer, to play 18 plus minutes. Then there's Jack Rathbone, Riley Stillman. So it's been a lack of chemistry, lack of consistency back there. But hopefully now that can turn around, and that's where I like the move from Ethan Bear. Ethan Bear a couple of years ago had a very stellar rookie season with the Edmonton Oilers, logged a lot of minutes, played very serviceable, and he's only 25. And he went to Carolina, got struck with COVID, and didn't get a chance to really play well. And he said he's like, I'm hungry to play again. It feels like it's been forever. He was sitting in the press box in Carolina, which is a very good team. And the best part is the Canucks got him on a bargain deal. They gave up a 5th-round pick for him, and the Canucks also got Carolina to retain $400,000 in salary. So this could be a fresh start. What are you going to get? You're going to get a guy who's motivated to prove to not only the Carolina Hurricanes but to the Vancouver Canucks that, hey, I am worth the risk. I am worth the asset you gave up for me to try to play. That right there to me was very important. The Canucks filled a hole. He can play. He's an NHL caliber defenseman, and he can play, and he's looking for a fresh start. So I'm hoping that Ethan Bear can step into this lineup and play well and just allow guys to slot more into their place. We know what Quinn Hughes is. We know, what Tyler Myers is, OEL is, Luke Shen is. Once we get Travis Dermott back, then, guys can start slotting into the defense core and finally start building that continuity and finding their roles. I think once that happens, and they get that just the steadiness on the back end again, it's just going to calm everything down for the team. Now they've won back-to-back games, and like I said before, if they can go on a bit of a run here, and kind of before they go back out back out east in a couple weeks, that'll be a very good statement for this team. Look, right now, as it stands, when I'm looking at their schedule upcoming, they play New Jersey tonight. Then they face off against. They play Anaheim, who just is not a good team, but they just beat the Leafs in overtime, so they're going to be there on Thursday. Then they play Nashville on Saturday, and then next Tuesday, a week from today, they're in Ottawa, the nation's capital. So when I look at this roster, if they can get, if they can win 3 more, that'll be awesome. But even if they get to 4-5-2 before they go to Ottawa next week, I think you're looking all right. You're okay with that, right? So, and plus you're getting reinforcements back on the front end too. Brock Besser, who missed the last 3 games with undisclosed injury, practiced on Monday, but didn't skate on any of the top 4 lines or work on the power play. He is a game time decision. And then Jason Studnicka, I'm gonna have to trouble pronouncing that, but he practiced between wingers Tanner Pearson and Niels Hogan, of course, because Curtis Lazar is out. So that is going to be something to watch for as well. And of course, at the end of the show, I'm going to give you guys my best bets for tonight as well. But after this break, I just want to touch on the news that happened yesterday, the very massive and very elaborate press conference from the Vancouver Canucks, potentially the new seats from the Vancouver Canucks. So we will touch on that. But first, I want to talk to you guys about Simply Safe. If you thought you were if you thought about securing your home with home security and you've been putting it off, you'll want to listen up. Right now, Locked On Canucks listeners can order the #1 rated Simply Safe home security system for 50% off. This is their biggest offer of the year, and you won't want to miss it. Here's why I love it. Did you know over the holidays that property crimes like burglaries and package thefts spike nationally? That's why our friends at Simply Safe Home Security offering 50% off their award-winning security system so that more families can feel safe and secure this holiday season. Order your Simply Safe system for half off today and enjoy advanced security and greater peace of mind this holiday season. So as you guys know, I do travel back and forth from Vancouver and Toronto, and I will be back home in Vancouver for the holidays. I will actually be going to a game during this Christmas holiday break when I'm back, which I am so fired up for. I cannot wait for that. I'm actually extremely, extremely excited for that. But, having Simply Safe from my home in Toronto will make me feel that sense of calmness that my house is safe. The advanced technology, I can look on my phone, the crystal clear HD camera, the variety of high tech sensors is something else. And also, just in case something goes wrong, I know it's there. Simply Safe was named the best home security system of 2022 by US News and World Report for the third year in a row. In emergency 24/7 monitoring, agents use Fast Protect technology exclusively from Simply Safe to capture critical evidence and verify the threat is real, so you can get priority police response. Simply Safe is a whole home security system with advanced sensors in every room, and it even tracks hazard sensor, even has hazard sensors, that track fires, floods, and other threats to your home. Don't miss your chance to save big on the security system I recommend. Get 50% off any new Simply Safe system at simplysafe.com/URL today. This is their biggest discount of the year, so don't wait. Simplysafes.com/NHL. There's no safe like Simply Safe. Okay, guys, we are back. Locked on Canucks, the show that keeps you locked in on all things Vancouver Canucks. So, of course, the Canucks are in action tonight against the Carolina Hurricanes, looking to make it 3 straight. I do believe that it could. No, not the Carolina. They are playing the New Jersey Devils tonight, not the Carolina Hurricanes. That was last week. They played the New Jersey Devils, the 6-3 New Jersey Devils, who have some decent pieces on their roster. The likes of Jesper Bratt. They have that's one of the teams that we were looking at this whole off season that a lot of people became comfortable with because they had JT Miller aspirations. So they have Jesper Bratt, Nico Hischier, Jack Hughes. So hopefully he can play against his brother Quinn Hughes tonight. Dougie Hamilton. There's some decent names on this team. Of course, they have Mackenzie Blackwood in net, and they also have Vita Vanacek in net. So they have a formidable foe in net. And Jesper Bratt has got 15 points in 9 games. He's playing very, very well this season. The Canucks will have to watch out for him. But I also now want to talk about stuff off the ice because we all know the Canucks are making headways off the ice as well. So, of course, the Canucks and Rogers Communications with Sportsnet announced a new 10-year agreement. So that means that all the Canucks games will still be on Sportsnet. All the Canucks games will still be on Sportsnet 650, and it will still be there. But that's all I wanted to talk about. I want to talk about the seats in the arena. Yes, the maroon seats that have always been a big deal. It was asked during that monumentous and very grand press conference that there will be changes to the seats. Now you might be asking, why are you talking about this? Why are you bringing this up? Well, for all you in the Canucks land, this was a very big deal because nobody likes the maroon seats apparently. Francesco Aquilini has talked about how they aren't really it's not really a big deal. It's not a big factor. But I think it's a big move because I hate the maroon seats. I really do. I hate the maroon seats so much. I think that the team wears blue. You should have blue seats, or you should have just general seats, right? It's the only real event in the building, and the maroon seats just don't do it anymore. Put a fresh paint on it, make it look different, and I think that is something that the Canucks should totally look at. And on top of that, I just want to see, it's spruced up, Rogers Arena. It looks kind of bland. I know they redid the dressing room, but I just want to see it spiced up a little bit. Look a little bit different, make it more intuitive for the fans. So that's my little rant on that. Now, my other rant is going to be about these jerseys. Now, I've been looking all online and seeing the helmets and seeing all of the stuff and seeing all the photos the Canucks have been putting on social media about these new reverse retro jerseys. And I think people are absolutely out of their mind to hate on these jerseys. They're really nice looking, right? I think these reverse retro jerseys that we will see tonight look very clean. I like the different colored gloves. I like the navy blue. I like what the Canucks are doing with this. I love the Johnny Canuck logo on it. I think people are just way too overanalyzing it. I really like these reverse retro jerseys. I think that It's just something fresh. It's something they should have done a while ago. It pays homage to the hockey culture in Vancouver, the hockey history in Vancouver, and I like it. I I believe that it is something that it pays heritage. The green's still there, the white's still there, the blue's still there. I like it a lot, and I think people need to just get over it and really accept it. And I believe that hey, if somebody wants to buy me one, I will gladly take one. So I think people need to stop complaining about it because they are very nice jerseys. But coming up after this last break, we're gonna dive into my game predictions for tonight's matchup against the New Jersey Devils. Give you my best bets for the night and all of that fun stuff. But first, I want to thank you all for making Locked On Canucks your first listen of the day. For your second listen, Locked On Game to Game NHL. Every moment, every top performance, every result. Locked On Game to Game covers every game from across the NHL with local analysis that only Locked On can deliver. Follow Game to Game on Locked On NHL, available on the Odyssey app, YouTube, and wherever you get your podcast services. All right, guys. Last block of the show, the most fun block of the show. It's where I will give my game predictions for tonight's matchup of the Vancouver Canucks taking on the New Jersey Devils. I got it right this time. The New Jersey Devils. So currently, as we look at the lines, the Canucks are minus 105 on the money line, plus 1.5, 1.5, excuse me, on the puck line. And the over-under is set at 6.5. Well, I'm going to take the Canucks money line. I'm going to hammer that. I think the Canucks are now that they got their first 2 wins off the belt. They're rolling. They're feeling good about themselves. They're going to have some brand new jerseys on tonight. And I believe this team is going to be humming tonight. And I think New Jersey got off to a nice start, but the Canucks are still the better team, have the better goalie. I'm interested to see what Ethan Bear looks like on the back end. If Quinn Hughes plays, if Brock Besser plays, how do they look? So I'm going to go with the Canucks money line tonight. I believe that they will win this game. They have to win this game still because they have to dig themselves out of that horrendous start. As for the over under, I don't know. I was tossing and turning about this and debating on whether or not, because the Canucks have hit the over quite frequently this season. I think the Canucks have had a decent, if you look at the stats right now, they're tied for 15th in goals, 27th in shots on goal. Their power play is 9th in the NHL. They're 18th in shots allowed. The faceoff percentage is 20th, so kind of middle of the pack in all of those stats. Of course, the penalty kill is still the worst in the NHL. So I'm going to say this game does hit the over. I think we're looking at a 4-3, maybe 5-3 game with an empty netter. I think the over on this will hit. I really like what the Canucks are doing. And of course, New Jersey is no slouch offensively. They're tied for 8th in goals. They're first in shots on goal. Their power play is 21st, so not the best, but they're 3rd in faceoff percentage. So they're going to win the draw. But they're also first against in shots on goal allowed. They're 4th in the penalty kill. So this team is good defensively, and they're 4th in goals allowed. So it's going to be goals are going to be at a premium, but I think with the Canucks playing well, that they can get some goals behind Mackenzie Blackwood, who is the expected starter. They're 2-1 on the road. They've won 3 straight, right? So when I look at this team, yeah, they're playing well right now, but all winning streaks must come to an end. And I think, it comes to an end tonight in Vancouver. When I look at the Devils' last few games, this is the start of their West Coast of Canada road trip. They just beat the Blue Jackets 7-1. They beat the defending champs Colorado. They did beat Detroit. So they've played some good teams and they've won, right? So, they are playing a good hockey, but flying out west, time change, first game of a road trip might be kind of dangerous for the Devils. I think the Canucks have them right where they want to be. So take the money line, Canucks money line, take the over on goals. And of course, I have the anytime goals. Of course, Bo Horvat's playing really, really well right now. Elias Pettersson is playing well. JT Miller is. I'm going to go with my guy, Andrei Kuzmenko, to find the back of the net tonight. And I'm also going to go with Nico Hischier to find the back of the net tonight. I think both those guys are really good players, can put the puck in the back of the net, and it's proven. So just to recap, take the Canucks money line, take the over, take Andrei Kuzmenko to score, and take Nico Hischier to score. Those are my best bets for tonight. Hopefully you enjoy them, you like them. It should be good picks. Other than that, you can find me tomorrow where we'll break down tonight's game, preview the next game, and whatever else is going on in the land of the Canucks, because things are always popping. I want to thank you guys for making Locked On Canucks your first listen of the day. Your next listen, check out Locked On Sports Today, the podcast, the biggest stories of the day, instant reaction, big game recaps, and the take of the day. Available on the Odyssey app, YouTube, and wherever you get your podcast services. My guys and girls, take care, stay safe,